assure everyone in the audience that protocol has not been broken. I am here filling in for President David Charmet. He is president of the Houston Bar Association. He happens to be our first African-American president of the Houston Bar Association. Initially, I wanted to say welcome as well, but I also wanted to say congratulations. Congratulations to all of you for making this step. Those of you who wish to seek entry into the greatest profession in the world, law, you should be complimented that you have taken this step. It is so exciting, but also it's so exciting to see lawyers, law students, those interested in law, and those who want to know what all these beautiful people are here for. Thank you for being in the audience, because in this room are future colleagues, future business partners, individuals who are here to just improve not only yourselves, but the world around you. Now, the unfortunate of not having David Charmet here is my fortune, because I get to introduce a wonderful, wonderful person, a person with a great heart. In 1925, it was created, an organization, the National Bar Association. It was founded to address the needs of not only the men and women of color all around this world, judges and lawyers, but also individuals in this country and all around the world who are suffering with injustice, and to make sure that the science of jurisprudence is studied and understood throughout. She is a native, well actually not native, but she lives in Washington, D.C. She's a partner in the Rosier firm. She is president of this wonderful organization, the National Bar Association. So please, help me bring to the podium Miss Patricia Rosier.
Good morning. Come on, you can do better than that. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Just to add to what Vice President Goodwille Pierre said, I'm a native Texan, so I just have to add that. A study was done of 100 men and women who had graduated from college, who were 25 years old. They had different professions, but they were all equally situated, and all were very enthusiastic about their futures. By the time they reached 65, one was rich, 4 were independently wealthy, 10 were still working, and 85 were broke. Why did that happen? What happened? And how can you prevent that from happening to you? Well, that's why I'm here today. I want to tell you some tips to help make you be above that and to avoid those statistics. First of all, it has been proven that most people do not really know what they want, and they don't have goals. And if they have goals, they fail to write them down, or they don't make them specific. Finally, they don't always take action on them. Most people will give a general idea of what they want. Like they may say, I want a lot of money, or I want a nice house. I really want a very good car. But that is not specific enough. It's like getting into an elevator and not pushing the button. What happens if you get into an elevator and not push the button? It goes down. You don't go anywhere. You must push the button in your life by writing down your specific goals. That way you can see them, you want to see them throughout the day, which causes you to become more accepting of them and start actually to believe them so that they will manifest much faster for you. Not having specific goals is like a boat sailing in the ocean without a captain, without a crew, and without a destination, and hoping that it'll get somewhere. More than likely, that boat is going to sink. So start asking yourself honestly, what do I really want? You're the only person who can answer that. What do I really want? Once you have answered that question, you will be able to determine what your goals will be and go forward. You can then start taking action towards those goals. To not take action once you determine your goals is what we call wishing. Wishing doesn't really get you anywhere, so you have to take the action. But the action does not have to be a big action. It could be a very small action. Because remember, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with just one step. So just take that one step. You know, perhaps some of you do have written goals, and you are taking action on them, in which case I will tell you very much, congratulations. But if statistics remain true, I know that many of you do not have written specific goals. And to be really successful, you must have written goals, and those goals must be specific. I want a red Mercedes CLS S500, you know, with the sport package. You know, those are specific goals. That's what you have to have. I just can't say, oh, I want a Mercedes. What kind of Mercedes? Or what kind of, you know, car or outfit or designer bag. Not being specific is not good enough. God has given us the ability to create our experiences, and writing your goals help you to create those experiences, because once you do that, you are kind of creating. You're creating your life. Many of you want to be lawyers in this room, and so you may want to consider some of these kinds of questions to determine what goals you will set for yourself. Like, where do I want to go to law school? What area of law do I want to practice? What state do I want to practice law? When do I want to graduate? It's really not too early for you to decide the answers to these questions, and then write down those answers, which will become your goals. By doing so, you will be helping create your experiences to become a lawyer. And in fact, once you do that, in conjunction with doing that, write goals for all areas of your life. That way you can achieve a balanced, well-lived life. So write those goals down. You should read these goals often and change them as needed. Writing specific goals, though, is just one creative tool. The next tool is even more powerful, and it is called speaking. You also speak your world into existence. And most of the 85% of the people that were broke at age 65 had what I called butt-itis. In other words, they allowed their butts to get in their way. The word but, as I use it today, has only one T, but two T's will also be applicable. I talk to so many people in all kinds of situations, and they give me all kinds of stories. Very often they say to me, I want to be such and such, but, or I want to have such and such, but, or I want to do such and such, but. Finally, one day, as somebody was telling me all these buts, I just couldn't take it anymore, and I just blurted out, look, you can be what you want to be, you can do what you want to do, and you can have what you want to have, if you would just get your butt out of the way. And I want you to take notes and start a project with yourself. I want you to look out for every time you use the word but. And you will find out that the only thing that stands in your way from getting what you want is a big but. B-U-T, and it's also your butt, B-U-T-T. Today you're going to hear me tell you that what you say is what you get. That is because words are so important, and what you say about yourself becomes your experience. I want to repeat this phrase again and put it in the first person. What I say about myself becomes my experience. Say this with me. Let's all say it. What I say about myself becomes my experience. If you say things like, I can't get anywhere, I can't succeed, it's hard to get into law school, the LSAT is so tough, I can't prosper, I can't get any money, I'm one of the poor people, I can't hold on to any money, nothing works for me, or I don't know the right people. Then those are your words and they become your experience. You will never get any further in life than those words that you speak about yourself. Because what you say is what you get. The words that come from your mouth shall not be void, and they are going to accomplish what you say because you're creating. Your words are creative. They have creative power. There's creative power in your every word. Every time you speak, you are creating your own experience. And every time you say, I would like to be, but, I would like to have, but, or I would like to do, but, you put a but in your own way. Because what you say is what you get. And I'm repeating this. You know why? Because repetition is vital. Repetition is key for you to learn and incorporate things. And you're going to learn that as you go to law school as well. You can never say it too much. What you say is what you get, everybody. What you say is what you get. You know that, and what happens is that there are different kinds of buts that people put in their way. And I'm going to tell you a couple of those to avoid. Some people say, I would like to be, I would like to do, I would like to have, but I don't have any money. This I'll call the no money but. I'm going to ask you this question, but I don't want you to answer out loud. Do you ever put the no money but in your way? Be honest with yourself. Let's talk about this no money but. Stop and think for a moment. Most of the great fortunes, most of the great accomplishments, the great institutions and industries started with no money. The great fortunes possessed by the multimillionaires and billionaires in America today, if you look back at the beginning of that family fortune, you will find out that most of those fortunes started with what? No money. Everywhere you see great successes and riches, it is not difficult to trace it back to the beginning and find out, in many cases, that it started with no money. What did it start with? An idea. Everybody say that. Idea. Idea. Nothing except an idea. And here's a great secret. Everything begins with an idea. Everything. If you have an idea, you are rich already. For example, if you can accept the idea of becoming wealthy or being wealthy, that in itself will lead you to the mechanics necessary for you to become wealthy. If you want to become a lawyer, accept that idea and act on it. As long as you have an idea, don't say you don't have anything, because if you have an idea, you have everything. Every idea has its own mechanics built right into it. An idea never comes to you without the mechanics of the modus operandi. You have to believe in that idea, and you have to feel that idea, and you have to act on that idea. For example, don't believe for a minute. We'll take one of the icons in this country, Henry Ford. Henry Ford did not start out as a wealthy man. He became a billionaire. Not a millionaire, a billionaire. What did he start with? An idea. And what was that idea? Affordable transportation. Transportation for the working class. And because he believed in this idea, it led him to take all the necessary steps to develop the Model T. It was over his wife's kitchen sink that he held a little contraption that was to become the automobile engine. And he had his wife drop gas into it, drop by drop. He got a dentist to make the very first spark plug, to regulate fuel injection. And the rest is history. We're all driving around. The power of an idea is unlimited. The idea will take you step by step. It will bring you together with all of the right people for every right purpose, just like Henry Ford. However, remember this. Don't run out and tell everybody about your idea until you really believe it yourself or feel it. Because you have to protect your idea. Once you do tell people, only tell people that are going to support you and encourage you. Do not tell people who will only just throw cold water on your ideas. The world of business is so full of many, many millionaires and multimillionaires in this country who started out with no money, that you cannot use the no money but any longer. The question is, can you let an idea reveal itself to you? Can you accept it? Will you write it down as a goal and act upon it? Because when you do, you will prove to yourself the power of your idea. So stop saying, but I don't have any money. There's another but that many people put in their way. They say to me the same thing. I would like to be, I would like to do, I would like to have, but what will people say? Forgive me, Reverend, for being so rough, but damn what people say. And damn what people think. It's what you say, and it's what you think about yourself that determines your life, not them. That's the trouble with so many people today. They've been living by other people's thoughts. When you become an adult and accountable for yourself, you can no longer live by what mama, daddy, brother, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends. You can't live by what they think. You have to live by what you think. And I'm going to give you a personal example of this. When I went to college, my mother wanted me to become a speech therapist, and I did. Guess what? I was miserable I never enjoyed it, I didn't like it, and at some point, I almost hated doing what I did. So finally, after a couple of years, when I was married, had an 8-month-old son, and pregnant with another baby, I decided to go to law school. Everyone, including my husband, especially my husband, and even my mother told me not to go. However, this time, I did not listen. I listened to my own idea, and I went anyway. I did not know how I was going to go because I really didn't have any money at that time. And my husband refused to pay or help me in any way. Guess what? My idea led me to the right path. I got a scholarship, I got a part-time job, and my classmates even helped watch my children in between classes. So I went. I graduated, I passed the bar the first time, and I have been practicing law for over 35 years. And now my family is very happy and proud of me because I acted on my idea. God knows that my mother and my family loved me. They loved me very much. But they were conditioned by their own experiences, their own thoughts. And they could not believe or see my idea happening. I did. And that's what counts. I'm telling you, if you have an idea, it will lead you in the right direction. So stop living your life by other people's thoughts. Another thing, do not put yourself in a situation where you have to constantly fight negative thinking. Do not sit around and talk with negative-minded, little-minded people. You may have to change some of your friends, and you may have to spend less time with some of those negative relatives, but if that happens, you just go and meet some new people. You'll find some new people who will be like you and will be supportive of your positive ideas. You don't owe it to anybody to talk negative talk with them or to think negative thoughts of them. It won't help them, and it certainly won't help you. Like my grandmother used to say, don't spend too much time trying to drag dead weight with you. If the wagon gets stuck in the mud, you unhitch the wagon, you take the horse, and you move on. You just be sure that your ideas are what you want, are what you want to do and what you want to have, and that they are right and good. If they are, you go forward with full steam. So get that what will people think and what will people say, but out of your way. There's one more but that people put in their way that I want to talk about today, and that is, but nobody will help me. I wouldn't be standing here today if I didn't get that but out of my way. Please let me share something with you. If you believe in yourself and you motivate yourself and make a start, other people will be inspired to help you. Many of them will be strangers. You have to be so sure of what you want to be, what you want to do, and what you want to have, that you don't run around asking other people's opinions. Anytime that you have to go around asking other people if you should do your idea or not, is proof that you're not ready yet. If you have to ask people, should I go to law school or should I become a lawyer, you aren't ready yet. Because when you are sure, you just start. You'll just do it because you know inside that you want this. Your confidence in yourself will inspire others to have confidence in you. Many, many great lawyers had many doors open for them only because they had the confidence in themselves. They had so much confidence in themselves and their ideas that they persuaded other people to agree with them. Your confidence in yourself will draw all that you need to help you. Believe in yourself and others will believe in you. You have no right whatsoever to ask anybody to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. So get that bit out of the way. From now on, I know I'm never going to hear any of you say, I would like to be, do, or have, but I don't have any money, but what will people say? But nobody will help me. When you catch yourself using these buts, which are stumbling blocks, quickly remove them because what you say is what you get. And so get your butt, B-U-T, and also your other butt, B-U-T-T, out of your way and get started. You'll be glad you did, and you're going to accomplish your goals. If you put this advice into effect, I promise you that you will become a successful lawyer, if that's what you really, really want to be, and you will be in the top 15%. When you're 65, you will be a winner. Thank you.
Thank you. That was a great speech from the President of the National Bar Association. Now, which one of you young ladies in the audience is going to follow us footsteps and become the next future President of the National Black Bar Association? Let me see a show of hands. That's what we're talking about. You know, one thing I'd like to share before I bring up the next speaker who will be introducing our next speaker, is that one of the things you're going to hear from all of us that you're here today, that we are all lawyers. We are all believing in rules and principles. And what you just heard was an excellent speech to start off this conference, because it's the rules and principles that you take in and that you begin to live your life by that will be the determination of your success in the future. At this time, I'd like to bring up Brian K. Brown. Brian is an associate at Reed & Smith, and he will be bringing greetings, and he will be introducing our next keynote speaker. Mr. Brown, will you come up, please? Can you give me a big round